What's up, everybody? Time for some more rSpace. Am I the a-hole for standing firm on my lack of hygiene and choosing the cat over the boyfriend? Hi everyone, on mobile, Merry Christmas! First things first, I, 24 female, have been dating Kyle, 25 male, for 2 months now. He has started to spend the night. Kyle never grew up with pets, so my cat has been an adjustment to him, his words. My cat, Crumb, 4 male, is the most important aspect of my life right now. Like most cat parents, he rules the household. We are very close since I found him abandoned on the side of the road as a 3-month-old kitten and nursed him back to health. Crumb is very docile, but hasn't shown any affection or really interest in Kyle. I don't force it. Crumb does as he does. Lately, Kyle has been complaining about Crumb. I guess he walked into my bathroom to see Crumb rubbing his face against my toothbrush. I have one of the electric ones that stands. He was shocked and told me how disgusting it was. I laughed and said, "Yeah, that's not great." He demanded I get a new toothbrush, expensive, and I said no. I just put the toothbrush in a drawer. Next, Kyle says he doesn't like my nightly routine with Crumb. I give Crumb a kiss on the head, stomach, and then face before he goes to sleep. He sleeps on my bedside table in a cat bed. If I don't do this routine, he lays on me until I do. I know that's annoying, but that's how it always has been, and I love doing it. Well, Kyle says I am unhygienic because of this. He says Crumb is dirty. He is inside only and I brush him every day. And even letting him sleep in the bedroom is gross and gets fur everywhere. It doesn't, but Kyle isn't even allergic, so... I told him that I put the toothbrush away, but he told me that I took it as a joke and didn't punish Crumb. I tried to explain that you can't punish cats, nor would I want to in this scenario, but he wouldn't hear it. He then went on to say that me kissing Crumb is disgusting, especially his face, and he wouldn't ever kiss me if I kissed Crumb again. He asked me to put Crumb outside the room when he is over, or lock him in a crate. So I said, okay, bye. Not only is Crumb 10,000 times more important to me, but I laughed in Kyle's face about never kissing my cat again, keeping him locked. This is where I may be the a-hole. Kyle told me that I was ruining our future and how mean I am for laughing at his concerns. I felt guilty, so I asked a group of my friends and they were split. The pet owners laughed. The non-pet owners said I am in the wrong for not making Kyle feel more comfortable. They said that Kyle wasn't asking me to get rid of Crumb, just compromise with him. They said I was being kinda gross and understand his concerns. Edit. Cat tax. Hopefully I did this right. Edit 2. Whoa, I didn't expect this to blow up at all. I am reading everything, even if I don't reply. I asked Kyle if we could talk tomorrow, since we aren't speaking, and he said yes. I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you for all the input. Edit 3. More cat tax as requested. The first judgment comes from Crick 2019. Not the a-hole. Crumb sounds like a great cat. Your boyfriend? Not so great. Keep the cat, ditch the boyfriend. You'll be happier. Next judgment from 6 Wolfie. Bravo Grande. Definitely not the a-hole. The laughing in his face is a bit mean, but I don't agree with your friend saying he wasn't asking to get rid of him, because you said he wanted the cat to go outside or in a crate when he was over. So if you would move in together, the cat would be needed to be not there forever. OP responds, whoa, I never thought about it like this. How could I have a future with someone that would make me get rid of him if we were ever to progress? I don't think I would want to be with someone who would make me choose, even though I would choose Crumb. Next judgment from CK1NG Killer. Good rule of thumb, if you're coming on Am I the a-hole within 2 months of dating, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. ETA, oh, my first animated award. I've always wanted one. Thank you for all the awards, everyone. Kelly from the future chimes in too. I think you need to rehome him. The boyfriend, I mean. You are too incompatible and he is asking way too much. This is well beyond making him comfortable. This is him trying to change the way you live your life after 2 months together? Screw that. From personal experience, I say find yourself a cat man. You'll be much happier. Not the a-hole. One more judgment from Isengul22. Not the a-hole. Crumb will be in your life for the next 16 to 20 years. Kyle should only be there for the next 16 to 20 hours. If he's like this now, it's only going to get worse. He's acting jealous of a kitten. On to the next one. Am I the a-hole for calling out my mom after her gift-giving methods when I was a kid? We had our usual immediate family gathering for the gift opening, and the kids enjoyed. My mom was recounting how she would always give me what I wanted, but she only stopped after I was grown and she changed religions. I did a double take and said, "You showed me what you'd gotten me, but I never actually got it." She argued she gave me what I wanted and had pictures to prove. Now, my mom had a habit of buying me what I wanted for Christmas, allowing me to take the wrapping off, take pictures of me with the gifts, but take the actual present from me and pulling it away saying, "I got you this, but you're on punishment, so you can't have it now." Then I would never see it again. I'd ask for it months later, and she would say I'm on punishment for whatever and couldn't have it. She would keep these items and present them to me as an adult when she was cleaning out closets. It was a mean method and still upsets me when she gives me the items. I told her this. She denied it. My family was appalled. My mom then tried to backtrack and say she took them because I always broke it. I say, how can I break it if I never got them, and you're giving me the pristine items as an adult? She didn't have an answer, so I let it go and we carried on. Later, she approached me and said I embarrassed her in front of the family and it was unfair. I apologized, but I didn't think it was fair to act like she'd always given me what I wanted when she didn't. She's still quite upset with me. Am I the a-hole for calling her out? Edit. I see a few asking why I'm still in contact with her. Honestly, because I'm a softie and she's my mom. There was a couple of years I did go no contact, and it was hard, but I used that time to find my footing emotionally. During that time, I met my hubby and his family and friends. That experience opened my eyes to how a healthy family functions. It was magical, for a lack of a better term. They all accepted me with love and open arms. Once I had a real foundation to build on, we started our family. I'm low contact with my mom now, but I didn't want to deny her her grandkids. We've discussed a lot of things done over my childhood, and I've gotten similar responses from her. It hurt and sucked, but I feel I got what I needed off my chest, and instead of holding a grudge for something I can't change, just move forward within my own set boundaries. We have hiccups, but all in all, I'm okay. Not great, but okay. Thank you everyone for your kind words and advice. I really appreciate it. First up, you are here. Why on earth did you apologize for telling the truth? Not the a-hole. I'd retract the apology. California Jade chimes in. So your mom would buy you a gift, take pictures of you unwrapping it, then took it away for some BS reason, probably to return it and get her money back. Yeah, that's going to catch up with you one day, not the a-hole. The OP responds, she didn't get the money back. She has given me items as an adult that I'd wanted when I was like 7 after she cleaned out her closets. Like, oh, here's that easy bake oven you wanted. I kept it all these years for you. Then I'm like, Ma, I'm 28. What am I going to do with an easy bake now? Jinx the Edgy Bee says, not the a-hole. If it had truly been a punishment, she wouldn't have been embarrassed. It also shows she knew it was wrong but did it anyway. So F her. Let her be embarrassed. Moving on. Am I the a-hole for being disappointed in the Christmas present my mother-in-law got for me? I'm sure there will be no shortage of these this week, but here it goes. This morning when my husband and I were opening presents, I was so excited to give him his gift. Wireless headphones for his 2 hobbies, running and drumming. He was excited about his gift, and I tried not to mind that he printed mine off this morning and put it in the bag of a gift from some friends we had opened yesterday. It was an idea I had given him, a gift card to my local yoga place. He then excitedly put another box in my lap and told me to open this one next. It's from my mom. I opened it and immediately said, oh, I think you gave me the wrong box. This must be for you. Inside was a recipe book of gluten-free cooking. Here's the thing, I'm not gluten-free. He is. I looked at him confused, and he, still happy and unaware of the crap storm of emotions about to rain upon him, told me that he suggested this gift to my mom. I was incredulous and let him know that this was a gift for him, not for me. This is basically like giving a mom a vacuum for Christmas. Here's a gift so that you can serve me. I promptly burst into tears, and we had a fight about this gift and then Christmas in general. We've both been miffed all day, and he thinks I should see that it's a gift for both of us because I like to cook and bake. Am I the a-hole? Edit. Thank you all. My husband is a really good partner, 99.99% of the time, who totally missed the mark. He shows me love in many ways, but is not a great gift giver, nor someone who puts big emphasis on holidays. We've had good and long conversations yesterday and today to set better expectations for the future. Honestly, it's been a really intense year and we are both pretty burnt out, and I think haven't been the most intentional with taking care of ourselves and each other the last few months, and this was a chance to really see that and work to rectify it. Evocative Enigma says, "Not the a-hole. She gave you a gift that is meant for you to serve him. He's an idiot if he doesn't see that as an issue." One more chime in from Three Heathens Mom. "Not the a-hole. That gift was definitely not for you. It is one for you to use for your husband. It would be like knowing your husband likes music, so you buy him yoga relaxation tapes so he can play them for you. Your mother-in-law and her son are either clueless or jerks. Post-Christmas sales start tomorrow, and I would quite honestly find something for yourself." Up next, am I the a-hole for refusing to host Christmas and ruining my husband's dream? So my husband, 31 male, has always loved Christmas and everything even remotely related to it. Well, I don't really care, 31 female. Since my family is not Christian, nor do they live in this country, we usually end up spending the holidays with his family. He has always lived in a large household, and everyone there shares the same enthusiasm for Christmas he has, which always makes it fun. The problem is that now my husband said that he wants us to host Christmas at our house next year, and I was like, okay, sure, until he clarified he meant that I had to host it, prepare the dinner, and do all the grunt work. Now I have no idea what goes into Christmas. My family is from a different religion, and my childhood only consists of me and my dad, so holidays have never been a huge deal for me. I don't know how to do all the stuff required. He had already told them we'd be hosting Christmas, and I got mad and said, "How can you say that without even asking?" So I told him clearly that it's not my responsibility to host Christmas for your family since I really don't care one way or another. But now he is accusing me of ruining his lifelong wish, and he ended up telling his mother about it, so now my mother-in-law and sister-in-law are blowing up my phone by saying why am I being such a Grinch. He has been sulking ever since we came back last night. I'm firm on my stance, but I'm still wondering, since it's just a one-time thing, should I just suck it up? Squinky75 chimes in first. "Not the a-hole. Why can't he do the work? What are you, his employee?" Climax Potato also chimes in. "Not the a-hole. I knew it. I frickin' knew it. I knew the moment I read the title that you were going to be doing all the work. If he wants to host, he can frickin' cook, set up the dang table, clean and all that with you." Jenny Lala 707 has another thought too. "Not the a-hole. He doesn't want to host Christmas, he wants you to host Christmas. Tell him you're happy to host a potluck Christmas, and he is welcome to share equally or more in the responsibility of hosting. But if he wants you to do all the work, no thanks." On to the next one. Am I the a-hole for siding with my parents when they told my sister and her fiance to sleep separately? I'm a 19 female, and I live with my parents, 52 female and 54 male. I have an older sister, 25 female, who's engaged to her boyfriend of 6 years, 26 male. Her fiance and her have been living together for 3 years. They got engaged this year. My sister also announced to us a while ago that they're expecting a baby. In our house, there's a strict rule about unmarried couples not sleeping together, and my sister knows that. She's left the house for 3 years since she moved in with her fiance, and she started visiting us for the holidays. They live in a different area 2 hours away. For the past 3 years, the rule was that they'll sleep in different rooms since they're not official. My sister was never fond of this rule and always tried to have it her way, but she didn't. This year, she threw a fit because my parents wouldn't let her sleep on the same bed as her fiance, despite them two living together for so many years and despite being engaged and expecting. They got in a huge fight on Christmas Eve, and I sided with my parents, saying that it's their house and their rules, and if she doesn't like it, she can just never visit again. But she has to respect the hosts and, most importantly, the people who raised her. She called me an a-hole and said that I'm still too young to understand why what my parents are doing is disrespectful to her and her fiance. I don't think I'm the a-hole because no matter how absurd a rule sounds, if you visit someone's house, you do as they say. Period. But for the sake of collecting some unbiased opinions, am I the a-hole for siding with my parents when my sister threw a fit about how it's disrespectful that they won't let her sleep on the same bed with her fiance? First response from Flying Dutch Lady. You're the a-hole. You told her she can either follow the rules or never visit us again, which is very weird. She's pregnant, engaged, and clearly sleeps next to this man regularly. They travel 2 hours to sleep at someone else's home because of the holiday, and they're being forced to sleep separately because why? What are your parents afraid of? Be careful. One day your parents will no longer be around to host things like this. Don't make an enemy of your sister. Demo Beck chimes in, you're the a-hole. A baby is more binding and official than any piece of paper declaring a marriage. What your parents are doing is incredibly disrespectful, and you shouldn't have inserted yourself into the situation. One more thought from Peas Please 25. You're the a-hole. Keep your nose out. Did you enjoy creating a bigger issue? This is such a daft rule for parents to have. All it does is make their children not want to visit because they are being judged for something perfectly acceptable. On to the next story. Am I the a-hole for leaving my son outside on Christmas Eve night? I have 4 children and I'm pretty easygoing. They don't have a lot of rules they have to abide by. It's simple. Be respectful, do your chores, and for the 2 teenagers, 15 and 16, be back before 10 p.m. My 16-year-old son came home at 11 last night when the house was already locked up after missing about 10 calls from me. He knocked to get in and I just called him back and told him he could sleep in the treehouse and that there was already blankets up there and hopefully this would be a lesson to stick to curfew. He was apparently on a date with someone, whom we haven't met, and didn't realize his phone was set an hour behind. To me, that's all excuses. I told him he had the rest of the night in the cubby to reset his time and we'd see him in the morning. I opened the door at 6, nice and early, and he came in and went to bed. Slept until lunchtime, holding his siblings up from opening their gifts because we do it all together as a family. He thanked everyone for his gifts and went back to sleep after lunch. My husband said I completely overreacted, and it was an honest mistake, and he's exhausted from not being able to sleep in the treehouse. He would have been able to, it was warm enough, and I put enough bedding up there. Still, my husband says it was a complete a-hole move. Am I the a-hole? First response from Shark Club 12. So you locked your minor child outside in December on Christmas Eve. Had he called CPS on you, they'd have explained why this was wrong. You're the a-hole. Next response from Columbus Peugeot. Congrats. Next time he realizes he's missed curfew, he probably won't bother coming home at all that night. You're the a-hole for overreacting, handing down an inappropriate punishment, and locking your child out of the house on Christmas Eve. I believe in a comment you said this was his first time missing curfew. You locked him out overnight for a first strike, and you don't think you overreacted? Agreeable Asparagus says, you're the a-hole. Kids have been killed because of parents doing this. Knock that crap off. What the F is wrong with you? Petrograd Swee says, you're the a-hole. Yes, you overreacted. That's not a healthy solution. Depending on circumstances, it could have been dangerous. You can punish with depriving luxuries like a cell phone or eating cake. You shouldn't deprive necessities like food, sleeping, or warmth. Also, you're the one who caused gift giving to get delayed by depriving your son's sleep. That's not on him. You should apologize for your misjudgment. One more story. Am I the a-hole for ruining this lady's Christmas Eve party? I'll try to keep this as short as possible. Last night on Christmas Eve, I was working as a DoorDash driver. It sucked working Christmas Eve, but I need to save as much money as I can because I need to have surgery sometime early next year, and I'll be out of work for at least a month. Anyways, I have a pickup from a liquor store. Almost all my deliveries that night were alcohol. I shop for all the items, super long list, about $200 in alcohol, wait in a long line, and drive through heavy traffic to get to the customer's house. I knock on the door, and no one comes. I try ringing the doorbell, and still no response. I can hear Christmas music coming from inside, so I know they are home. DoorDash allows us to start a timer in the app if we don't get a response, and after 5 minutes, you don't have to wait any longer. I start the timer and start calling and texting while occasionally ringing the doorbell. I get no response. The timer runs out, but I give them a few more minutes knocking louder. I'm cold. It was 25 degrees Fahrenheit out, and I knew they weren't going to hear me. With alcohol deliveries, you can't just leave the order at the door like you can food since you are legally required to check ID. At this point, I'm upset because this was going to be my last delivery of the night, and now I'm going to be late to my family's Christmas party because I have to drive all the way back to the store in traffic to return the order. I mark the customer as unavailable in the app and return to the store. While waiting in the customer service line, a full 25 minutes after first knocking, I get a call from the customer telling me they just saw my messages and they are waiting at the door. I politely tell them it was too late and I was already back at the store and I couldn't deliver it to them even if I wanted to. You can't deliver it once you mark unavailable. The lady starts getting upset, saying she has a lot of people coming over her party and she needs me to deliver the alcohol or her party will be ruined. Again, I politely tell her I can't deliver it to her even if I wanted. She proceeds to get nasty and insult me, saying I'm ruining her party and she hopes I have a rotten Christmas. At that point, I hang up and block the number. I return the order and go home a little bummed out. Am I the a-hole for not making myself known better when I arrived? First response from Enomine. Not the a-hole. Who the heck does she think she is for putting in a delivery order and then expecting you to sit around for almost half an hour on Christmas Eve? That's ridiculous. I hope you had a nice Christmas. Alley Kitty says, not the a-hole. DoorDash tells the customer an estimated arrival time and the app alerts multiple times for each step the driver does. Arrived at restaurant, store, leaving, on the way, arriving, etc. It's her own fault she didn't keep track of time on an order she placed. Last thought from Miserable Crank. Not the a-hole. You tried to make contact, you knocked on the door, you started a timer, you waited even after that. It's on her. If she had a delivery coming, she should have been prepared for that. Your time is valuable as well. If she doesn't want to deal with a delivery person, she could have purchased the alcohol herself. Just because she hired you to do the purchase doesn't mean she can disregard your time or your needs. You don't have to bend over backwards to try to help her. Next time, she should be aware of the time and have her phone on her or have someone watching it so she doesn't miss her delivery.